Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the Maddog and Pino NFL review. Two drinking buddies shooting the shit about the NFL.
How you doing tonight, Pino?
Pino's all right. Even the losers get lucky sometime.
They watch the games, break it down for you, and deliver all you need to know from the weekend's action.
That means there were 16 games,
Yeah.
right? So half of them lost, right?
Yeah.
So 32 divided by 2, but
60.
14 teams have a loss.
What?
Die-hard fan? You'll get all the in-depth analysis behind the scores.
Devontae Adams had 175 yards last week. Well, the other guy, Nico Collins, had 107 yards this week.
Check out the big brain on Brett.
Or just a fan of the NFL spectacle? You'll get all the quirks, follies, and absurd moments from each weekend's action.
If he took a shotgun snap, by the time he caught it, he could smell the Starbucks on Micah Parsons' breath.
We got the shit kicked out of us from the moment they walked out of the tunnel.
So, join us now for the insights, laughs, and chaos that is the Maddog and Pino NFL review. Now your hosts,
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the NFL Wrap-Up Show with Maddog and Pino. I'm joined here tonight by my partner in crime, Mr. Michael Pino, Conrad. What's up, Mike? What's up, Pino?
Hey, dude. Happy Motown Wednesday, stealing from Moving to Chains.
Yes,
But like Tony Romo, I'm DTF today.
DTF, down
You don't know
to,
about that?
no,
Oh, dude, he did it during the game on Sunday. Patriots made a good play, and he's like, "Oh, the
down to
Patriots."
football? What the fuck? What
No,
do you,
it was like discipline, tenacity, whatever it was. But like it even like Romo was either drunk or he's
yeah,
oblivious, right? And it even like slowed Nance hesitated. Like,
no shit.
what are you talking? Like Romo's like, this Patriots defense is DTF. So I'm much like Romo, I'm DTF.
All right, well, I'll join you on that front.
All right. It's been a long time since I DTF.
Yeah. Um, as always, an interesting week in the NFL. I got a couple things to open it up with. I'm sure you have others, but
I probably do.
I'm sure you do. But the two big topics, the one big topic, sport wide, was all these revelations about gambling and insider trading, for lack of a better way to call it, or fixed points, fixed pitches, and that started obviously bleeding in the NFL as well. So anyway, it's like, what did they expect? It's kind of what
I
I'm
mean, didn't we call this years ago when like
exactly.
for our entire lives, right? Gambling in a league,
Yeah,
it was like
two
that was
two
a
separate
hard
universes.
that was a
Yeah,
hard fucking line, right?
yeah,
Next thing you know, every pregame show, every NFL show, every league is affiliated with DraftKings, Caesar's Bet, whatever. I don't even know
yeah.
what they are because I don't gamble. I know for you and Pup, but
It's a,
it's the beginning of the end, man. The genie. I sent you a text, you and Mike a text the other night. The genie's out of the bottle,
yeah.
right? And
Go ahead, go ahead.
no, and when the integrity of the game is questioned,
Yeah,
right? You got officials. Remember the NBA, that fucking guy Donahue.
yeah. That's way back when.
When
But yeah,
everybody
yeah,
looks at it
yeah,
like, what the fuck is going on here? Then you got a problem. And then I go back to myself, right? What I The NFL is about. Hey, you got loyalty to your team. You got the Stillers. I got the Gents, right? And all this fantasy bullshit, which is why I don't play it. Like, I think it was 18 years ago I played fantasy one year and I only picked
yeah.
Giants, and then they
That
had a
that
bye
didn't work out
week
so
and I got
well.
I got 0 points, right? But there's no way I could root for Dak Prescott to have a good game,
Yeah,
you know?
that's obviously a generational thing that has changed,
No,
as
it
you
is.
know.
It is. And it's like ADD kind of shit, but it's going to ruin all these leagues.
Yeah.
And we listen. We've only heard the tip. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Like if this is
yeah.
coming out now, you go under the surface, it's gonna get a lot worse. I
Yeah, so
think.
I got a few things to say, and some of it dovetails to this trip I just took, my annual West Virginia football trip. So I'll tie that in.
Wait, it's not annual. Yeah, you don't
Exactly,
annually
my
go to
annual college
Morgantown,
football
right?
game, definitely not annual to West Virginia.
Right.
Let's make that crystal clear. So all right, so we believe it, I kind of like went through my mental Rolodex before this, and we actually talked about this on multiple podcasts years ago. Like as soon as remember when people get suspended for walking into the premises and betting on other sports other than football, but they were
Right.
still they
In
were
the locker
still
room. Right.
yeah. So no one knew what the rules were like at all, and I'm sure there was some education process that went on, and now it's like, don't bet, period, or whatever. And obviously, that's not like winning the day. So, like as you point out, the cat's out of the bag, the genie's out of the bottle, whatever you want to say. And then it is a generational thing, especially in states where it's legal. And by the way, people are baffled that it's not legal. Like again, going to this West Virginia trip, I was sitting in front of these three guys. By the way, I have three new listeners in Morgantown.
Oh,
Like,
right on.
actually, I think one's from Cincinnati and the other two are from I can't remember where. But like anyway,
Whoever they're from, we love Pat McAfee. We love Pat McAfee. Didn't he punt at West Virginia?
um, so anyway, and these guys are just picture take a mental picture of exactly what you think three millennials would be doing during a football game, staring at their phones, like seeing how the line changed every pass play or whatever.
Right.
And so that's the generation. And these guys are great, by the way. By the end of the game, I was calling them my analytics team. But whatever you guys talk about and comes out of there, I'm betting.
Right. And I'll tell you this, dude. Here's my thought on it. With all the advertising around gambling and like, LeBron and Kevin Hart and all this shit, but they banned like you can't have alcohol ads during football games. Now you got to
Right,
have
right,
like,
right. But I could show Kevin Hart like
I
doing
can,
a
right, but
16 parlay.
right. So we're just going to substitute one addiction for another.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. And that I thought you were headed there, but like I remember. But again, I invested in DraftKings way back when, and I saw
Right.
this Pandora's box opening up,
Well,
and it
yeah.
obviously was lucrative. But
Right. You
um,
make a
but
buck.
but the point is, back then I used to say like, you're missing the boat because this should be so integrated into what is happening on the live broadcast. It should be like, yeah, like they should literally have a ticker. Here's what's happening on every pass play.
Right.
And that's probably where it was headed. Now they're going to have to pump the brakes a little bit, but I remember how amazed I was when the first time I saw the game would start. The pregame they'd be like, oh, and by the way, the over under is 50 and so and so's favorite by 3.5. I like blew my mind. I'm like, they would never even come close to even talking about that post game ever, 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 ever. So it just shows you how far it's come, how quickly, and it's probably, as I said, going to have the brakes pumped a bit.
And when you think about us growing up, it was just like you're looking live at sold out Soldier Field, sold out like Brett, Irv, Phyllis,
Yeah,
and the Greek. And the
yeah,
Greek used to have people get on trains and get papers from cities, and
right.
then tell you who was going to win. Now you got to deal with fucking Cynthia Freeland on NFL Network
Oh my God.
spitting out of her model.
I never, I don't know. She's not bad to look at, but other than that, like I said this many times, her she'll come up with
Right at the
exactly
spread, right?
right at the
Right.
spread and right at the over under. I'm like, fuck, how many miles do you have to run to do that?
And what irritates me is when she's like, so I got Jamar Gibbs, 4 receptions, 116.5 yards. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you know, like, it's just stupid.
Yeah, that was definitely stupid. All right. Anyways, betting is it'll be interesting to see how and when they crack down on it and how hard, I guess. Like, because again, the genie's out of the bottle. I mean, I don't know what I don't know how you
I,
put, especially on these like, you know, make a foul shot or miss a foul shot. Like, I don't know how you fucking
right,
guard against that. How do you guarantee that Luka Doncic is going to know to miss his seventh free throw? You know what I mean?
right. Well, if
And
you got like if you're going to get paid, but here's the irony, especially relative to
not
the
that Luka's
NBA.
doing anything. I shouldn't use
No,
his
I
name,
don't.
but
No,
anyway.
I hear you. I hear you. But relative to the NBA guys, they make enough money where this shouldn't even be an issue.
Right, right.
Like,
But it happened in baseball with Clause. In other words, they're like,
oh yeah, the two
yeah,
guard in,
yeah, your sixth pitch is going to be a ball, and therefore everyone bet it to be a fucking ball. Like
right.
it's kind of crazy. Anyway, yeah, I don't know how you navigate that, but that's a Roger Goodell and the smarter minds than you and I are to
Yeah,
figure out.
and he only gets 75 million a year to figure that out. So like
Wait, wait,
I'm
which is a good segue.
yes,
The NFL lost former Commissioner Paul Tagliabue this week, or actually on Sunday, right? Or maybe it was Saturday night. But
yeah,
uh,
because it was news broke Sunday morning, I think.
and the thing that like kind of we everyone, if you watch any show this weekend, you heard about all the accomplishments
Right,
he did, and he was the bridge between Roselle
Pete Rozelle and Goodell.
and Goodell. And the thing that kind of amazed me was like they've only had three fucking commissioners since the merger. That's fucking nuts.
That's less than the giant head coaches in the last 5 years.
It's pretty. By the way, it's pretty close to how many coaches the Steelers have had since the merger.
Right,
But anyway,
exactly. Yeah, that's true.
actually,
Don't
it
be
is.
so
It's exactly how many
yeah,
coaches they've had since the
don't be
merger.
so braggadocious.
But anyway, it's kind of amazing, and and I think everyone kind of forgets Tagliabue because Rozelle kind of set everything up, and then Goodell's like took it to the next level. Love or hate him, but the revenues have quadrupled or
Right,
whatever
right.
under his tenure. And Tagliabue was kind of there, kind of as a bridge. Really, you don't remember any except for he dealt with a lot of labor strife. I think that was like kind of
Well, no,
his.
I think what I like, and I didn't recall it, but like what I read is like there was no labor strife, like everything was calm under
Okay,
Tagliabue,
got
and
it, got it.
he
So
was the one that got
maybe that's what I was trying to say. Like he kind of,
yeah, and
like maybe
he got the snowball going downhill on
right,
the media deals.
right, 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 right,
He was the first one to get all these huge media deals in
right,
place, right?
right, right,
Where um NBC didn't have game like or whoever lost games to Fox, like when
right,
Fox
right.
was
So
a
they started.
fledgling
He's the one who
operation,
started carving
he
it.
did all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Gotta. I should have checked my history before I jumped on the
That's all
podcast.
right. That's why I'm here to
Exactly.
I'm here to check you.
Talking about role reversals. Holy shit.
I used to
Um,
call them tags.
um, and then the other tragic. I guess technically it wasn't necessarily tragic, but that defensive end for the Cowboys took his own life. He's 24. Uh, I don't, certainly not making light of it. That's kind of tragic. And I guess he sent a text to Cowboys officials that they actually did pass on to the police. They didn't get there in time, or they didn't follow. I don't know what the whole story is there, um, but anyway. So the one I'll try to make this as lighthearted as I can. The one kind of funny part of it was every NFL game combined those two for a moment of silence at the beginning of the game.
Right, right. Okay, yeah, like that's
I'm like,
one extreme
yeah,
versus the other.
exactly. Like one guy's been in the league for like 6 months, and this other guy like made the league what it is today, and we're gonna all have a
Right.
moment of silence from both of them. I don't know. I just kind of found that funny. But
That's a that's a crazy like it's tragic, right? A 24-year-old who 3 days earlier scored his first NFL touchdown on a punt
crazy.
block.
Yeah, crazy.
Um, Clearly had mental health issues, right? As his girlfriend said. And then I read today in the Post his girlfriend's pregnant.
Jeez. Wow. Wow. I did not know that. That's crazy. That's
If I
crazy.
could go into a dark space, maybe it's not his kid. That's why it all went down.
Oh,
I mean, I'd be upset too. 20 years ago, I'd have fucking like, God only knows what I would have done. But yeah, I don't make light of it, man. Like
no,
a
I imagine that.
24-year-old kid thinking he goes on a police chase, he evades police, he jumps out of his car, he's running through the woods, has a gun, and decides the only way out is to take my
Yeah,
life. That's tragic.
tragic. Well,
Um,
so yeah,
well,
that's
now
what
that we've brought
I was
everyone
gonna say.
down,
That's what the Maddog and Pino podcast is. Just bring your energy level and your emotions down into the fucking toilet.
should we put up that 800 number? Like, if you think you need
that
help, reach out.
was the other. I don't know. I had this debate with my friend Nick where we were in West Virginia, and his point was, is that really the time and place to do the if you or anyone else is like, and I'm like, yeah, I think it kind of is the time and place.
Yeah, it absolutely is, right? Like, because when you hear the story, and if you're that,
Yeah, right.
you
You're
need
like,
that
all
much
right,
mental health,
give
you're
me
gonna
a
be
number to
like,
call.
okay, yeah, I'm in too, right? Right? If he can do it, I can do it.
Um,
Um,
all right, so I'm about to move to the games, but I'm sure you got some other
oh
things
yeah,
you want to
no,
talk
dude,
about,
we're not
things you
moving
want
to
to talk about.
games yet. Um, so a couple things, like I'm the media guy,
Yes,
right?
I do
Like
know
I
you,
get my thing.
and the fashion police on our
Oh yeah,
podcast.
for
For
sure.
those new
Have you
listeners,
have you seen I think it's Fox Sports, FS1, whatever, like whatever their game day that competes with ESPN's College Game Day.
yeah.
Like the guy doing the commercials now is actually Pino, and
Oh yeah, no, yeah. We talked
he's
about it on the
walking
last
through the.
podcast.
Oh, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
don't
I
remember.
think,
I love
I think, yeah, definitely the last one for sure.
I love that. All right, so some of these will be redundant, but they drive me fucking crazy. Like, because
Okay,
it's just dudes doing games trying to sound like they know more than anyone else.
all right.
So the eye discipline on both
Yep,
sides of the ball. Everyone
yep.
has eye discipline. Like if you don't have eye discipline, you're looking at the sideline. You
What? Yeah.
shouldn't even be in.
What are
You
you? What are
should.
you cross-eyed?
You shouldn't be in the. You shouldn't even be in the game. Right? The other one now, the big thing is quarterback runs. He's using his legs for a first down, a touchdown.
Yeah.
Every quarterback, 32 people in the league every Sunday use their legs, except for the running backs, who are the only ones that really use their legs. They're just running the ball,
No, that's a good observation.
right? Don't you think? I go back to the athletic training staff.
Ye-
Tarico's fucking huge on that.
Yeah.
What other training staff is going to be at an NFL game other
I
than
think it'd be
like
the spectator training staff.
in case what I guess if the camera guy gets run over, the athletic training staff doesn't come out and help him, right? They just say, "Fuck it, that's not an athlete."
Well, yeah, exactly. Got to get some help somewhere else.
The foot in the ground. I don't know how you run if your foot's not in the ground, right? And
Yeah.
then have we ever heard of anyone running uphill? Everyone's running downhill.
Yeah, I was running downhill exactly.
I want to see someone get a
It is pretty flat, actually.
right. Well, it's flat. There are no hills,
Right, right.
but I just want to hear somebody picking up a first down running uphill.
You know that one's going to bleed into some game this weekend. Someone's actually going to say that he was running so hard he picked up that first down running uphill.
Well, you know what?
Someone's going to say that.
That'll be the first time I ever heard it.
It's because they're listening to our podcast. You know that.
I know that, and I love Aikman. And I'm going to say that every week. Aikman is the perfect color guy compared to my other thing is I was subjected to Greg Olson this weekend
I like Greg
for the
Olson.
Giants. Dude, he talks from whistle to the next snap. He
All right.
doesn't shut
Well,
up.
don't most of them do that though? I mean, it's not like he's
They all
unique in
do it
everything.
except for Aikman.
Yeah, that is true. But at least Olson knows what he's like. He's not spewing just random bullshit.
No,
He
I know.
actually. But I take
But
your point. I take your point.
it's not necessary. Some are all mad and
Yeah,
there was
there was a lot of dead air.
a lot of silence. Like until we got to murder, she wrote, coming up after the game. I do, and then before we get into games, and we could talk about the Giants situation when we get into their game.
Yeah,
But
probably relevant
I do
there.
have a PSA for the people of Vegas. PSA, not a prostate exam, but a public service announcement.
Yeah, that's why
Okay.
I said it.
Higgy sent me 2 voice texts end of last week, and I apologize, Higgy, for not getting back to you. But him and Pup and probably
Yeah,
a few
they'll be
others are
yeah, I just
they're
got a
going to
text from.
Vegas.
Yeah, Higgins is leaving tomorrow. I just got a text from.
I just want to alert the people in Vegas to not take anything that looks like a Listerine strip because you'll assume you're walking forward, but you'll be walking backwards. Be careful with that crew,
Yeah, yeah.
and you boys be safe as well. And so that's all I got on bullshit.
All
One
right.
more thing, dude.
Yeah.
Like I finally was enlightened. That I'll at home I'll listen to Sirius, NFL Network, NFL Radio, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
via the app,
Yeah.
and looking at the picture, no voice
Matches the.
sounds any more different than the face of Jim Miller that I've ever imagined.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That is a really good point. I know exactly what you're talking
All right. All right, that's
about.
all I got. You can go. Lead us the way, brother.
All right. This is as my partner here knows. I'm less prepared. Maybe it doesn't show you, but I'm less prepared for this podcast than most. So
I
anyway, here we go.
usually, my performance usually engenders to the audience that you're prepared and I'm not.
Exactly. This may this may be bizarre. This sounds how bizarre will land in a second, but anyway. All right. First game of the week. And I'm going to cover this one real quickly. Was actually last Thursday. Broncos 7. I'm sorry, Bronco 7. Raiders at Broncos. Broncos 7-10. Raiders 7. So the Thursday night games, and this I'm going to tie a lot of betting into this for some reason, but like as we go through the games, but the betting, I never want to bet a Thursday game. It's just weird shit happens on
Yeah,
Thursday night. There is no way the Raiders going to Denver should have been anything but a fucking blowout. Like on paper,
right.
there's just Broncos have a great defense. Raiders are struggling. Geno Smith like can't is colorblind. Like it's it was and the Raiders should have beat them. The Raiders should have actually beat them. What happened?
No, like something popped up on my screen and I got a bad like these contacts are bad, so I got to like
I'm
lean in.
I'm like
Now,
I'm like what? You disagreeing with me or what? So, so anyway,
I wanted to see you more closely.
the Raiders did miss a field goal to tie the game, and then anyway, the game was actually at the very end good, but otherwise it was like watching paint dry. There's a bunch of games this weekend. We're like, what the fuck? Why is this NFL football? It looks like a rugby match.
Unless the
um,
Giants are playing, then it's going to be
yeah,
exciting at the end.
then it's gonna be exciting at the end. So anyway, Raiders are. I don't know. I don't know what to say about the Raiders. Here's the one other thing I'll say about that game is, and this will every Steeler fan will love to hear this. Kenny Pickett sucks. Geno Smith in the whole second half could barely walk. He has like a bone contusion on his on his quad, and they would
Right.
not put Kenny Pickett in the game.
Yeah, like so
So
the
I don't.
Steelers were right to move off him, is what you're saying.
I'm pretty sure it's looking good. Anyway, so that was the first game of the weekend. I don't know if you have anything more to say about that. That was
No,
on Prime.
I don't think I watched it.
All right.
Like, because I agree with you. Thursday games suck.
They
Like,
strange.
like the Jets can beat
Honestly,
the Patriots tomorrow because it's a
no,
Thursday game.
I agree, and I'm locked in, so I need to pick Patriots in my Survivor League. I don't want to do it on Thursday night. But anyway,
Are you still in? You're still in the Survivor
so
990?
we got two left of
You're still
100.
got two.
Two out of 160, dude. We got a real chance, man.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
um, all right. So the next game of the week, chronologically, was the Falcons at the Colts, at quote unquote at the Colts in Berlin. And this was the first game in Berlin, right? I know they've had games in Germany, but I think they've been in Munich
I think
before.
so. But they saying, "Take me home, country road." That was a big emotional thing.
All right. Well, there you go. I'm sure West Virginia would have been proud, man.
Right.
Morgantown,
Right.
Morgantown was rocking. I just missed that
I'm
part.
just trying to connect. I'm just trying to connect everything to you.
But this game was, I mean, it was a good game. Kind of back and forth. It looked like the Falcons were going to win, but then Jonathan Taylor, like had
MVP. He's got to be the MVP. If him or Stafford, but like I'm jumping
no,
ahead.
and no, that's fine. In every year, it's become the quarterback award.
Yep.
But yeah, this is the year that no quarterback, maybe to your point, outside of Stafford, is really doing much. You know what I mean? Relative to historical standards. Give it to this guy. Fuck, he takes over games, man. He really does.
Dude, like he's 80-yard runs, 60-yard runs,
Yeah.
walk-off touchdown runs, and everyone knows he's getting the ball.
Yeah.
And Dimes is not the MVP, but an indictment of the Giants is how well he's managing it, quote unquote game manager.
Yeah.
And then you go back to Saquon, and these guys are having huge success leaving that team with a shitty offensive line, shitty coaching. But yeah, Jonathan Taylor is and their defense is good. Their defense is good.
Honestly, I would say because I've watched the Colts both when they played the Steelers 2 weeks ago and this week, but Dimes has got sacked 13 times in the last 2 weeks.
Right.
So
And they've
like
turned the
I'm not sure about their offensive line. This is my point.
he might be regressing to the mean, as we like to say, or
Yeah,
whatever that
exactly.
means. You know better than I do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It could be
Yeah.
another the end of that his season could be like Darnold's ended last year in
Right.
Minnesota.
Right.
Like
Right.
we're like out of the gate, like just fucking killing it,
Yeah.
and then slowly like
Yeah.
you're on top of the mountain and you're coming
Yeah.
down the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. Maybe. But I mean, they only gave him a 1 year deal, right? He'll be at the top of the
Yeah.
free agent.
Oh, they're gonna pay him
Yeah.
to keep
Well,
him.
he might test the market. I mean, there's plenty of teams that want something like that, or at least think they do.
Dude,
All
this is
right.
non sequitur, not about a game, but you put your hand up on the screen. I saw it. I don't know if it's your right. Yeah, it was your right hand. You got more You got more rings than Brady.
I wish. All right. Anyway, uh, so I can cover this one quickly because it never was a game. The Bills winning the Dolphins. And kind of a must-win game because the Patriots are ahead of them. They're barely in the
Right.
playoffs and got smoked by the Dolphins. Like this game wasn't even close. They were down 16-0 at halftime, I think. Josh Allen I shouldn't say he didn't do anything, but James Cook didn't do anything. The passing, and he tried to take over the game again, as they always ask him to, and he couldn't do it.
Right. And like the Dolphins were spiraling, right? So for them to
Yeah,
blow out the Bills, so two things on that. Do you think
they just fired their
Dable
GM. They just fired their GM that week
right.
before that game.
Do you think Dable, like they bring Dable on? Like McDermott yesterday said no, but now that Dable's unemployed, he should just take some time off, enjoy all the fucking money the Giants owe him.
Probably.
But do they bring him back to help with that offense? Because they're kind of like
I think that'd
in
be I think that'd be hard just because
be a little radical,
everyone thinks Joe Brady is like the next Brian Dable. Sorry, I
right?
couldn't
The
come up.
next Tom Brady.
Exactly, couldn't come up with another one.
He has
Um,
the wrong first name.
yeah, but I don't know. Whoever's been thinking about him being head coach should probably look at this game on tape and see what happened.
Right.
Um,
So the other thing is, dude, the only other thing I have to say about this game was I'm sure you've read about the deal where in down in Miami there's a Bills bar, as there is probably in every town,
yeah.
and then McDermott drove by it after the game, trolling the
Oh,
Bills fans
oh,
supposedly,
I did hear this.
and
McDaniel,
then
you
you
mean? Yeah,
McDaniel.
yeah.
What did I call him?
You
McDaniel.
said McDermott. Dermott.
Okay, no, McDaniel. Um, and then they asked him at his presser yesterday, um, "Hey, was that you?" And he's like, "Oh, I wish we could go back to the days of yore. Like now we got AI and the internet, so you know AI." But it definitely
That's a
looked
good
like
answer.
him, right?
That's a
Like
good
parked
answer.
outside. Yeah, he's fucking crazy. I love
Yeah.
like he's so eccentric. It's awesome.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely out there, but held on to his job even though the GM got fired. Who knows what happens to him next year? The other thing I wanted to say about the Bills game is everyone was so excited because they beat the Chiefs last week. Chiefs didn't play this week, so this is why I'm bringing it up now. So everyone thinks the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and when you beat them, you must be on a trajectory to beat.
Right.
But this is twice it happened. Jacksonville beat the Chiefs, 3 weeks ago. I think they've lost every week since then. like,
Right. Are the
so
Chiefs one game above 500 right now?
the Chiefs, yeah, the Chiefs aren't even in the playoffs right now.
Right.
Like if the season
If
ended,
the season ended today,
yeah,
Mahomes would be hanging with Taylor Swift,
exactly. So
watching it on the flat screen.
I know we all think that their defense is good and now their offense has weapons. I'm just wondering, and maybe they're not that good because teams that keep beating them keep getting shit handed to them after they beat them. So
Yeah,
maybe they're just not that good.
I agree.
So maybe it's a good segue to the Jaguars Texans game. I barely saw this game until the very end. I don't know. I don't know how the Jaguars lost this game, but they lost 36-29 at in Houston. And this was with the Texans' backup quarterback Davis Mills. You know, let's say it. Is not the most athletic quarterback in the league.
Right.
somehow ran for a 20-yard touchdown in like fourth and 19 to win the game. I don't know those exact details, but directionally accurate. Like, how does that happen? Like, I don't
I
know.
don't know. You're not getting anything from me other
Oh,
than
I
the fact
forgot.
that other than the Jaguars collapsed.
Yeah,
Right. I have no idea what happened in this
and
game.
you know why? Because it was in a dome.
Right. There
you
you
don't
go.
watch you don't watch games in the dome.
I don't watch dome games.
All right, you've been biting your tongue long enough, so let's talk about the Giants at the Bears. Bears won 24-20. I'm not going to, as I usually don't, I just like sit back and listen on this, but I'll tee it up. It's very ever so slightly. Giants kind of had the game in the bag from what I was watching. Jackson Dart got hurt, and somehow the Bears won the game, and then there was a bunch of fallout. So there you go, Pino. There's my softball pitch to you.
All right. How much time do I have?
As much as you want. I'll cut you
All
off
right.
when
No.
I need to.
All right. So here's the deal. It's the same old Giants. Like whatever's going on with that organization, coaching staff. Um, so Dart looked great. He could throw the ball. They're calling too many design runs for him. Right.
Yes.
Like I read something. I don't know if I told you or someone else where
Didn't he have like 10 in
he.
this game or 10 last week or something like
I
that?
don't
Like,
know. Yeah. No. I know this. At this point in the season, he's had more design runs called for him than any other quarterback in the NFL, and he didn't
that,
play 3 games.
yeah, that's crazy. That's
Right, so
crazy.
that's on Dable. You talk about getting a guy who is somewhat reckless, right? Competitive. You love his
Yeah.
fire, et
Yeah.
cetera, et cetera. You just don't do that. You got to protect, as they say, you got to protect players
From
from
himself.
themselves,
Yeah.
right? And so it's another fourth quarter where the game should have been in hand, right?
Agreed.
And they
Agreed.
lose it, right?
Yeah.
The defense continues in these pressure situations to just rush four
Yeah.
and leave 7 on the back end, and yet guys are still running wide
Running
open.
free. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One of
So
those two things shouldn't happen. Right.
right, yeah, like if you're only going to rush 4, then the ball gets caught in front of you and you tackle, and it's a
Right. Right.
4-yard gain, and you go
Right.
tick 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 tick, right? Um, so I think Monday was a never. There's no point in going into like there was like the Scottish Hammer. The punter, Jamie Gillen, he shanked one off the side of his foot for like a 20-yard punt in the fourth quarter. Like listen, I've seen this for 50 years.
Right.
Like these
Right.
kinds,
Right.
like
Right.
nothing surprises me.
Right.
Um, and as soon as the snowball starts going downhill, my response is, here we go again. Right? Like I do not expect them to fucking somebody to stop the snowball and pull it down the other side or push it down the other side, right? Because you can't pull it down the other side. Um, so I think Monday was inevitable with Dable, right?
Yeah.
Because the buck stops at the head coach. I think Shane, it would have been to a layman, not somebody who's oh, that's the other term, in the building, not someone who's in the building. It would have made more sense that Shane Bowen got fired, the
Right.
defensive
Right.
coordinator,
Right.
because the
Right.
defense has been shit in the fourth quarter, right? But when you think about,
Yeah. Maybe this is an excuse to get rid of Dable. You know what I mean? Maybe.
yeah, well, and it's not like it wasn't just Sunday; it's a cumulative effect, right? So if you
Yeah.
think about it, Dable has been throwing tablets. He was in the medical tent this year when Dart was in there. He's yelling at the
Yeah.
um,
He's gone off the
yelling at
rails a
the
little bit for sure.
yelling at the team doctor. Wink Martindale left because he couldn't get along with Dable. Like I've been
Yeah.
reading,
That's
like
right.
that
That's right.
maybe it
Yeah.
was
I
a
forgot about that.
volatile, like the coaching staff. So there was a bunch of shit where I think Dable's a coordinator. I
Yeah.
don't think he's a head coach. And he
Yeah.
just looked watching the game. I don't know if you saw any highlights. Like he had the hoodie on and a jacket on
Yeah.
and the headphones over the hoodie. Um, he looked like a dead man walking, right?
The worst thing that ever
So
happened to you guys is when you won that playoff game. That's the worst thing that happened because
yeah,
then you extended Daniel Jones. I don't know if you extended him, but it got him off the hot seat for another 2 years. Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean? That's the worst thing that ever
yeah.
happened.
And the interesting thing is Shane, however you say his name, he's going to lead the coaching search, right?
Yeah,
He's the
but
one who made the decision to get rid
I
of
don't.
Barkley and keep.
I know, but I don't buy that. I think they're just saying that publicly. They're going to try to track some big name or hot coach, and he'll bring in his own GM probably.
Yeah. So here's the deal. So to that end, right? Um, there was a ton of shit to talk about in that game, but it's all irrelevant now. Relative to next head coaches and the search, um, they have they've had 6 coaches in the last 8 years or something like that, and they've each one of them has been, other than Pat Shermer, who was a head coach in Cleveland, which is kind of like you're an assistant because that organization's as big a mess as the Giants are. Um, they've all, like Joe Judge, special teams coordinator. Ben McAdoo, I don't know what he coordinated.
He was offensive coordinator.
Dave's was an OC like they need somebody that could run. Oh, that's the other thing, the operation. They need somebody that could run the operation. They need the
All right.
CEO, right?
Right.
And
Okay.
to that end, and I never thought I'd say this. A name I'm warming up to, the more you read, is McCarthy.
Yeah, maybe. All right.
Like he went into Dallas and they were a mess, and he went 12-5 in his first 3 years
With
every year.
Jerry Jones as his owner. So yeah, all right.
Right. So
I
any Giant fan would trade their mother to be 12-5 three
I
years in a row,
understand. I understand.
right?
I understand.
Or cut off their onions for Aikman. You know what I mean? The other thing, here's the other thing. Like with
All right. I am
pregame
going to cut you off
shows.
pretty soon.
All right, I'm gonna finish with this one. Am I going too far?
I don't know. It depends
No,
how
but
long you
this
want this
this
podcast to be.
no, this relates to the Stillers, dude.
Okay.
Um, So there's no such thing as journalism anymore in sports, or where people get a story, they got sources. It's just like you and I sitting down, like, hey, what if they did this? That would, and
Right.
here's how you would
Right.
do it, right?
And then the
So,
sources said, insiders say that,
right.
right.
And I've been reading in the Athletic, like Tomlin to the Giants, they make a trade, right? Because the Maras and the Roonies are
Yeah.
close.
Maybe.
Like,
I
um,
don't think it would ever happen. I mean, and we can segue to Mark game in a second, but I think Tomlin does need to change the scenery. He'll never stop coaching. Maybe he'll take a year off.
no, I know
It's
that.
like,
And you know what? I would take him in a fucking heartbeat.
yeah, I mean, uh, he is CEO ish,
Yeah.
but
And he would, and he would.
he's the micromanaging CEO. He calls on the plays on deep. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit. He
Well,
calls
and
on
that
them.
would help them because their fucking
Right.
defense sucks.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, um, but he would have a quarterback. They
Yeah,
would listen to him. He brings some cachet.
yeah. No,
It'll be interesting to see how it
that's not
shakes
a
out.
horrible.
I'm not.
I traded to you for one first round pick at this point.
Yeah, and we'd give you our number one, probably the third pick
Yeah,
in the draft.
exactly. You don't even need a quarterback, so it works out
We
great.
got a quarterback, so yeah, let's go.
That's not
Let's do it.
not the craziest idea I've ever heard.
And you don't have
uh,
to be Rooney Mara to know that that makes sense.
all
All
right, so
right,
that
sorry
no
for
that,
going over my time.
no, that's a great segue to the Steelers game. I can make this real quick on the Steelers game. Steelers came last year to SoFi. I was actually on a plane from the Pittsburgh airport to SoFi while it was happening, so I didn't go to the game. And they lost 25-10. It wasn't even that close. It's
It wasn't.
Aaron Rodgers' worst game. And they didn't make a move at the trade deadline to get a second wide receiver. And I've been back and forth on whether that was a good or bad decision because they're saving their draft capital to trade up to get a quarterback next year. That's what at least everyone says. I don't know if you plug another wide receiver in there that is a real second because Kelvin Austin's more like a third or a fourth, that it would make a big difference. Something's got to change. Like Aaron Rodgers had, I think, 85 yards passing going into the fourth quarter. I mean, like that's not an NFL offense against, the Chargers are a decent defense, but it's not like they're the 85 Bears or anything. So I
Oh,
don't know.
dude, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say they looked like the '85 Bears on
Yeah.
Sunday.
So I don't know.
That's as bad as
Even Boswell missed a fucking field goal. I'm like, what the hell's going on in this game?
right because his shorts were too long. He put the wrong pants on.
So I don't know. I really have nothing to say about this. I mean, I don't have anything much more to say about it. T.J. Watt is kind of disappears at most times, except for one or two plays, one or two times, every 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. So that contract's looking bad. They don't have a second wide receiver. Their defense is the most overpaid unit in all of history, i.e., the most highest paid, least performing unit of all time. So I don't know. I don't have a lot of good things to say, but all of this is, 2 weeks ago, everyone was getting, after when we beat the Colts, everyone's like, oh, now the defense is back to being historic, and we're going to make a run. I'm like, we're not going to make a run. This is just like fool's gold, as it always is. They might sneak into the playoffs. Probably, actually, in my mind right now, probably not, but maybe. And they'll just get blown out in the first round again, so it doesn't fucking matter. Anyway, that's my rant on the Steelers. We don't have to talk about them anymore unless you want to.
I would say, dude, I would just say that's as bad as I've ever seen them play
Yeah, no,
since I was a kid. And Roger, there's no way Rodgers is playing next year.
not
He
not
looked
not after
on
that
Sunday.
performance. Jesus.
On Sunday, he looked like Russell Wilson.
Oh, you didn't even cover that in your Giants. Maybe I cut you off, but like
I
Jackson Dart
overran
can't
my time.
play. Jackson Dart can't play. Russell Wilson
As
is
soon as
Russell
Russ came
Wilson.
in, I was like, it's over. This game's over. And you can ask
So
Connie for
so
verification, because I said to her, I'm like, this game's done.
the silver lining of all of that is we got a Jameis Winston party next week. So that's
Oh, dude.
there ain't no party
Five
like a Jameis party.
5 INTs and 3 TDs.
It's gonna be fun to watch, man. That's all I gotta say.
Thank God my Sunday tickets paid up.
All right, let's cover off a couple of games that are still good games that we can just rattle through the rest of them. Patriots 28 at the Buccaneers 23. This is a really good game. Drake May, who's got some MVP chatter, again, going back to the top of the conversation, there's no way he should win over Jonathan Taylor. He's putting that team on his shoulders to a meaningful degree, because there's not a lot of weapons. I mean, he got Diggs, but anyway, he made a throw. There was no time left in the first half. He made a throw that was like the most audacious and perfect throw to, like, no time left, 4th and 1. He throws it right the only place that Diggs could have caught it, and catches it for a touchdown. That actually was the difference in the game. But it was like,
Right.
that's why that guy's got, like, franchise, big time quarterback potential. That was a fucking big time throw.
Moxie. He's got the moxie. And it's been a while since you've seen a rookie quarterback make that quote unquote leap they're all
Yeah, I
supposed to
agree.
make from year 1 to year 2.
Yeah,
And
I
he's
agree.
made it. And I
Yeah,
think Vrabel's a big part of it. Like,
yeah,
Vrabel has to be coach of the year.
yeah. I don't think there's any doubt. Yeah, I don't think there's
Yeah.
any doubt. And then all of that said, though, is the Baker, who's also in the MVP conversation a bit. They got the ball back with like a minute left, and I don't think he had any timeouts. And you could just kind of felt like the Buccaneers are going to still win this game the way that guy's been
Yeah.
playing, and they didn't, and he didn't. But and the Bucks are, the thing about the Bucks is they've been so, like, there was one, it wasn't this game, but there's one game-winning touchdown that Baker ran. He didn't have one starting wide receiver on the field, and they still executed the 2-minute drill.
Right.
That kind of shows you what that guy's capable of doing. Maybe this is a quick one. Actually, let's talk about real quickly. Cardinals, Seattle 44, Cardinals 22. Dexter Lawrence, is that the guy, or is that, I always confuse him? Is he the guy in your team, or is he the guy in Seattle?
Dexter Lawrence is a giant.
So the other guy. Anyway, he had two defensive touchdowns in the first quarter in this game.
The guy they traded, the defensive lineman they traded,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
originally a Jet. So
Okay.
don't put that all on the Giants.
Anyway, that
Leonard
guy.
Williams. You're talking about Leonard Williams.
Oh, maybe. God damn it, I could look it up. But anyway, that
It doesn't
guy had two defensive touchdowns. So it was 28-0 before anyone looked back. Sam Darnold, who's actually also played really well, didn't have to do anything in this game, and they blew him out. And the Seahawks are for real. The Seahawks play the Rams this week in SoFi.
Well,
So
we're going to find out Sunday. That's
That's going to be a good game to watch. The reason I segued to that game was to quickly get to the Saints Panthers game, because the Panthers had both Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield in the building. Like, I think in the same
Right.
year. I think in the same year they had them. And now they're stuck with Bryce Young. But they were 5-4, and, like, everything's looking hopeful because they're playing the Saints at home, and somehow they lose the Saints at home. How the hell does that happen?
Right. With Tyler Schloff, or however you say his name.
So I finally heard this on Moving the Chains, because I was confused as well. Just think, how you shuck a corn? That's how you say it.
Right.
Tyler Shuck.
Shuck.
Tyler Shuck.
There's no way it should be spelt that way.
I know, exactly.
You don't spell anything Ough and come out with Shuck.
But apparently that's the way it's pronounced.
I mean, I'm no Merriam-Webster ancestor, but that's just my opinion. Or Merriam-Webster, whoever he was.
That's
They were.
now we can go somewhat rapid fire. I don't think there's any really good games left. Well, we can talk about the game of the week, at least on paper, was the Monday night game. The Eagles and
Unless you had YouTube TV.
was was the Eagles and the Packers. You know, they met the playoffs twice in the last couple of years. Anyway, and it was going into Lambeau this time. The Packers, you know, coming off a big loss, we're gonna show who is boss. Blah blah blah. This game was the most boring game I've seen all year.
It sucked. That
it
game
was
sucked. I did watch the replay after NFL Network
yeah
wrap up. Then
yeah
they replayed the game, so I was
yeah.
able to see it.
It was
Like
it
that game was
was
horrible.
it was literally 0-0 at halftime. And there
Yeah,
was, I mean, it arguably could have kept going that direction the
no
way
doubt.
the way those offenses were playing, especially Jordan Love, man. What the hell?
Jordan Love, dude, he's regressing.
He just did not look like he was he did not look like he was really uh, like just ready to play. Like his passes were all over it. And even when he did hit someone in the hands, they would fucking drop it. So
Right.
anyway, horrible game. Eagles won 10-7. Packers are now fighting for their playoff lives. We were ready to grant them like Super Bowl
A
entry
Super Bowl, yeah.
after the
Right.
first couple of weeks. And the Eagles, I don't know, to keep winning. So they're going to win the division. That's an easy one, right? So,
Yeah, they're
um,
7-2, and like
right.
nobody's even close.
Um,
I have two things. I have at least one thing on that game.
yeah,
The tush push needs to be outlawed.
it does. It does.
Like I don't know how. Like so, here's an example, and I'll be quick. Although I'm never quick.
No, there's no.
They
We're
ran.
fine.
All right, they ran a tush push, and you clearly saw both guards leave early.
Yep. Yep.
Even live, you didn't even need to see the replay, and there was no false start, right? And
Yeah.
it's quote unquote hard to officiate. Then the Packers ran a traditional quarterback sneak,
Yeah. And they
and there was
called
a
it.
false start call.
Yeah, and they called it.
Like
I saw it. Yeah.
if it's
Yeah.
it's fucking insane. Every time they run a tush push, both guards leave early, and
Yep.
they never call the penalty.
So Pat Kerwin on With the Chains cited that he was like, I was all over player safety last year, where I should have been just saying they can't officiate it, they can't officiate it, they can't officiate it to get it out of the
Right.
game, because that's
Yeah,
true.
if you and how can they not officiate it? It's obvious watching it on.
Like,
I'm not
yeah,
even saying like, hey, I got the 22 from the all 22 from the NFL. I'm
right,
watching it on the broadcast, and you can see it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
And then, but the Eagles, dude, Eagles are interesting, man. AJ Brown might bring that team down. I mean, they're
He
going to win
might.
the division
Yeah, he might.
because he was bitching again this week.
Yeah, no, he
Like
might.
I read today, he was on some YouTube influence or like Madden guy podcast saying like, "Hey, man, I need my touches."
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
on and on, it's the same story.
Yeah, he might be the latest in a long line of diva wide receiver
Yeah.
ones. All right. Anything else on that game? I'll kind of move to
No,
some others.
no,
All right.
no.
So uh, Ravens Vikings. Don't really have much to say about that one. Ravens 27, Vikings 19. JJ McCarthy, I think, threw 2 picks in the second half, maybe the fourth quarter. So
I don't think he's that good.
yeah, I'm not sure he is either. The one thing I think we talked about in the last podcast. So the one thing you can say, the one positive you can say with him is he would like make plays in big moments. He didn't do it in this game. You know what I mean? So maybe
Well,
he's regressing to the mean, so to speak.
that was in the dome, so I have nothing to add.
Actually, Browns Jets. The only reason I'm going to highlight this game is, first of all, the Jets won 27-20. So how bad do the Browns have to be to lose to the Jets? After
Well,
they
dude, they
trade.
gave up a punt return and a
Exactly.
kick return for a touchdown.
Exactly. And I bet the under in this game. I bet
You
under.
did?
I bet under 37.5, and like within the first quarter, there's like 14 points scored on special teams. I'm like,
Right,
what
and
the
yeah, if the special teams actually did their job, you'd have won.
exactly. But seriously, how do what do the Browns do from this point? I mean, I don't. That's a whole podcast onto itself, I think. But
I read today in the Athletic, like they were talking about the upcoming draft and the Browns drafting Mendoza, right? Because they'll have the number one pick. It's like, how many fucking quarterbacks are you
yeah,
going to draft?
how many how
Like,
many how many shots of this are you going to get?
right?
Meanwhile, and I'm actually not joking about this. The one Brown quarterback that's been anything in the last 30 years is waiting for a liver transplant. Apparently, Bernie Kosar. I just read that today.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. So
I
I
think
thought
Bernie's been out of control. Like he had, didn't he have gambling problems? Which,
that's
yeah,
the first time I
I
thought
don't know.
about it. I literally read about it like this morning, but just tying it into the Browns quarterback situation.
Yeah,
Um,
they need
uh,
Brian Sipe back.
exactly. Or Baker Mayfield. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
joking.
yeah, that would work for them.
Exactly.
Or maybe
Um,
Deshaun Watson.
what
Close
happens?
all the massage parlors.
All right, other games we haven't talked about yet. Lions, Commanders. Lions 44, Commanders 22. Commanders are rolling with Marcus Mariota, so probably not surprising. The one thing of note in this game is Dan Campbell took over offensive play calling duties. Did you see
At
that?
halftime, right?
Oh, at halftime, I didn't realize that. I thought it was
Yeah,
before the
no,
game.
dude, it was in game.
No shit, I did not realize that. That's
He's a
crazy.
badass. He's a badass. That's the guy you want as a head. That's the kind of guy you want as a head
Oh,
coach.
absolutely. And I think I saw like his response to one question was like, I just know the way I like things done.
How I want to see things, and they weren't
Exactly.
happening.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not 100% being you questioned me, but I'm pretty sure at halftime he
Oh,
took over play
yeah.
calling.
I don't know. I don't have any. I'm just guessing that it was done before, but I didn't know.
And
Um,
if I put my Elizabeth, New Jersey eye on the Redskins, they're moving toward another RG3 situation with Jaden Daniels.
yeah, they didn't put him on IR, which is interesting.
I know, but he was in like a big, like his
I
arm
know,
was all slinged up and
which
shit like that.
they just put him on IR, which means they're contemplating maybe playing him again. Like they're out of the
Did
playoff race. I
didn't Mike
mean,
Shanahan do that with RG3 and
right?
his
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
fucking knee just buckled without anyone hitting
I
him?
think just treat it as a redshirt year and move on.
Yeah,
Um, all right, I think we hit them all, man. Believe it or not, that's kind of crazy.
I think we did.
Even though we're not, I wasn't quite as organized as I normally am. But
We know what's up.
but hopefully this is entertaining for all you listeners out there.
I
Um,
got two things that on my notes that I didn't get to.
so I'm up.
My childhood dream came true. Young Ho Koo kicked for the Gents on Sunday. Remember when he was in Atlanta? I said that's my
Oh,
favorite
I
kicker
do,
in the
man. I
NFL.
definitely remember
Right.
my favorite name in the
He
NFL.
They activated him and he kicked Sunday.
We
And
need
then
we have to have Boomer uh, do Chris Berman do a nickname. It's got to be some nickname like
oh yeah,
off air, of course. But like
right.
I'd love to hear what Boomer could come up with that one.
Young Ho Koo, Miso Honey. And then the other thing, just one thing I wanted to touch on, dude. Travis Hunter, he's on IR now.
Yeah, I forgot
Um,
about that.
I think that demonstrates the fact that in the NFL you cannot play both ways.
Well, he
They got
was
to
a
pick
really
which side of the ball he plays on.
I don't know. I don't know if that demonstrates that. I mean, he could have got hurt playing just wide receiver or just quarterback. I don't think that means much.
But aren't you, the probability goes up the more you're on the field, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fair.
come on, you're a math guy. You're a
Yeah,
math guy.
but I don't think. I mean, I don't. He wasn't playing more snaps than any starting wide receiver or cornerback in the league, probably.
Well, Pat Kerwin would disagree with you, and I know you respect him.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, then there you go. I'll take it up with Pat.
All right, man.
All right. That's all we got. Well, let us be the first to wish you a happy holidays, because since the commercials have already started rolling, and
Oh yeah, they 2 weeks ago. Put it like you don't have your Christmas tree up yet.
no, I don't. I haven't even thought about it. But yeah, it does make
What?
you think like, holy shit, what
It's,
what?
yeah, like
Yeah,
am I behind? Oh wait, it's November 12th. We're good.
exactly.
All right,
Um,
man. That's all I got.
all right, man. That's all I got too. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
All right,
Oh
and then again, Mad Pup and Higgy, be careful. Is Nev D going with them?
no,
Oh, Nev D, come on, support your boys.
I think he's given up. All right, we're out. Bye, guys.
All right, brother. All right.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show, and follow us on social media to stay in the loop with all things Mad Dog and Pino. Until next time, keep those ice cubes jiggling.